Good Doc back again once again. Let's go ahead and lock in. Right, shout out to the IPA, International Passport Association and affiliates. Y'all know what it is, man. The merch is listed in the links in the description area below, as well as below this video here on YouTube, all right? Somebody asked me the other day, they were like, yo Doc, what is the biggest mistake that you ever made traveling abroad? And I want you to be as candid and honest as you can be. And I had to think about it for a second, but in reality, I do believe that the answer is not as far-fetched as you think. And it's an answer that I think a lot of my fellow traveling brethren can get on board with. And it's also something that I'm hoping my future traveling brethren can avoid, right? So the one mistake that I can honestly say could have cost a lot and cost me a lot of shit if I'm not paying attention is thinking with the wrong head, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen, more specifically, right? When you think with your right head, right? Everything's with logic. Everything comes with logic, and you don't break away from the logical aspect of things. When you think with the wrong one, you kind of somewhat act on emotion. Kind of like how these females be acting on emotion sometimes, right? Now let me break it down for you. When you think with the wrong head, if you're thinking about trying to solidify an intimacy, solidify an intimate moment with a particular young lady, all logic goes out the window, right? If you put it in your mind, yo, I'm about to get that, or I want to hit that, oh, I gotta get that, all logic goes out the window. And what tends to happen is most girls, they kind of lock in on that disparity. And I don't want to say that you're desperate to get it because you're really not. It's just in your mind, you have already said it in your mind, yo, I want that, I gotta get that, so I'm going to get that. And you're not saying it, but you're saying it. And it comes no matter the cost, no matter what it is, this is what I want, that's what I'm gonna get. So when you lock in on something like that, and you lock on it with the wrong head, you avoid all the red flags, you overlook that shit. It's just, they're there, but you overlook it. And these ladies are aware of it because if they dealt with foreigners in the past, they kind of know what they can and cannot get away with. But if they know that you're locked in on trying to get you some, chances are they'll start throwing numbers in the wind to see if you're willing to pay it to get it. Or they'll start asking for things to see if you're willing to buy it to get it. And again, if you're not thinking with logic and you're thinking on emotion, what tends to happen is you just basically say, oh, shit, whatever that girl wants, she can have it, right? And the reason you say that is because when it comes to dealing with women in foreign countries, anything that they typically ask for, generally, is relatively inexpensive to the cost they would probably have for a young lady in the United States. Again, when you're not being logical and you're being emotional, it doesn't matter, right? You just bypass all that stuff. It ain't hurting your pockets to get whatever this young lady is asking you for. And when she knows that, she's gonna try to maximize her output or maximize what she asked for to get what you're about to get. Now, what do I mean by that, Doc? Great question. I had a young lady before, a long time ago, before I was married, before I was even dating, when I was just out there trying to get in them streets. There was a girl, right? And when you look at her, she was everything that any man could ever want for her. Body type was everything, you know. She was that chick, and she was the shit, for sure. She had all the qualities, quality and attitude seemed to be on point. You know, she had that feminine nature about her. Everything that I think a man would look for in a woman based off of the attributes and all that stuff. Attitude was a little shifty, but I didn't recognize it because A, I was being emotional. But the feminine nature of it all, she had it all. So me and her having a little conversation and stuff like that. And you know me, my text game was insane. When I tell you that I could text very well, my words were off the chain, and I knew how to talk to women in, you know, the Philippines, which is where I was at the time, because I had lived there for, you know, about a year or so. So we're texting back and forth. I'm telling her, you know, all the things that I think I should say that she wants to hear. And she's saying everything back to me, like, you know, oh, I'm not sure, or, you know, I'm not sure if I'm ready, you know, that type of shit. Now, any man who's logical would probably give it a day or two, 2 weeks or so, max or whatever, and they're like, chuck the deuces, I'm gone. Me, I was in this bitch for about a month. Let me say that one more time. I was fucking playing this text game back and forth for about a month trying to get laid. Is it sad? Yes and no. Sad because that's a lot of time invested. But not so sad because at that moment, I wasn't really losing anything but time. And, you know, I ain't spending no real money on her. She may ask me to load her so that we can text. What is 20 pesos? Like 50 cents, a little less than 50 cents or something, so that she can have load to text me back. So it wasn't as if I was losing an exuberant amount of money, but that's where it starts, right? Oh, can you load my phone? Okay, I'll load your phone. Here, you only need 20. Fuck it, let me give you 100, which is only equivalent to about $2 US currency. But here, take this 100 pesos, girl. It's nothing to me, right? That's where it starts. So she could text me now for a whole week, you know, and we can talk without problem, right? As long as she loads it right. So conversation there, back and forth. That's where it starts. Oh, kind of hungry, you know, can I get some money to go get something to eat? Some shit, it could be anything, right? Oh, I need to pay this, right? And if the bill like 500 or below, which is about 10 US dollars, you ain't thinking. Again, because you're being emotional and because you want this ass so bad, you're gonna do some reckless shit. So it started out with the mediocre, incremental spending habits. Load, pay off a bill or something, whatever. Again, I was young, I will admit that, and I was new to this. This is why I'm telling my newbies this is what you need to look out for. You need to be logical, not emotional. So it ended up being that I didn't lose a lot of money, but by the time it all came to pass, right? By the time I got to what exactly I was looking to conquer and goals were met, I realized none of that shit was worth it. It was the biggest waste of time. Now, without going into details, because I'm transparent, but I do believe in, you know, holding myself to a standard that's not messy to that particular regard. But the actions didn't match the words, right? You have somebody that'll tell you they're willing to do this, that, and the other, then it actually happens, and none of what you say matches what you told me. Now I'm like, yo, why did I waste up until that point, which was about 3 or 4 weeks, of my precious time to try to get something that wasn't even worth it? Because I felt in my heart of hearts, I had to get it, right? I had to have it. And I was willing to put up whatever it took for me to get it. Wasn't being logical. If I was being logical, I probably would have just dismissed it and felt that she was just game playing and just stretching it out and shit after the first week at best. But again, when you don't know and everything comes to pass and you just looking at that ass and it just kind of, you know, fuzzies your mind a little bit and you start getting emotional, like I told you, this shit can happen. And a lot of people like to believe that it won't happen to them. My veterans who have been there and done that, y'all know. But my newbies, they might be new to the game and they may not pay attention until it's too late, because it's very easy to think that you're thinking with logic when you're thinking on emotion. It's very easy for you to believe in your heart of hearts, I'm acting in the best interest of myself, the best interest of the output, the best interest of, you know, being able to engage in an intimate moment with a particular young lady that I have locked in on. Then when it's all said and done, ladies and gentlemen, and you realize it wasn't worth it, chances are, I pray you never make that mistake again. Because trust me when I tell you, it only happened to me one time and never again. All right? Hope this video finds you well, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you got a little bit out of this video. If you did, please feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want to support the channel in any capacity, you already know what to do, man. Email, PayPal, Cash App. Appreciate any support you guys give to the channel. You can buy you some merch, like I said before. I'd appreciate that as well. The merch is clean, y'all. Don't fuck with that. For sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, man, you know what time it is, man. Time for Good Doc to go, get to getting. Y'all take care, man. Y'all stay blessed. Doc is out. Peace.